Welcome. I'm Andrea Mulrine. I'm the president of the League of Women Voters of Lackawanna County, and I'm thrilled that you're here this evening with us for a debate between the candidates for the 112th Legislative District of the House of Representatives of Pennsylvania. Our candidates this evening are Lee Morgan and Ken Smith, and we'll learn a little bit more about them and their positions in just a little bit. But before we get started with the meat of the evening, I just wanted to go over some of the other debates that are occurring around this election season. This is a really important general election. We'll be electing a governor and a U.S. senator, a U.S. representative, a state senator, and a state representative all on the same ballot. So there's an awful lot of substance issues that are out there. And I want to commend WVIA and PCN TV for their coverage of a lot of those debates. Coming up this week on WVIA, all at 7 p.m. Tomorrow evening, they'll host a debate between the 22nd Senatorial District candidates, and that's John Blake and Frank Scavo. I'm happy to say that they were here in the Pern Auditorium just 2 weeks ago, and our debate with those candidates is available online at www.lwvlackawanna.org, and in addition will be broadcast on ECTV. In addition, at WVIA on Wednesday this week and then following Thursday this week, the 10th Congressional District, which is Chris Carney and Tom Marino, that debate will be on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, the 11th Congressional District, Paul Kanjorski and Lou Barletta. So you want to check out WVIA for coverage of those events. And I know that PCN TV, the Pennsylvania Cable Network, has done a great job of coverage of the gubernatorial candidates as well. So please don't hesitate to check out PCN TV. In addition, ECTV is here this evening. They'll be taping our event this evening for a broadcast on ECTV. And again, we'll broadcast our debate with the 22nd Senatorial District candidates. We were last week up at Keystone College with a debate with Sid Michaels and Dan Naylor for the 114th District, and we'll be here again on Wednesday evening this week with the candidates for the 113th, and that's Kevin Murphy and Mike LaPala. So it's been a really busy season for all of us, and it's our goal as the League of Women Voters to encourage informed and active participation in government, so we hope that we're engaging you in this process this evening. I do want to thank our sponsors our co-sponsors for all of our events this year, the Political Science Department at the University of Scranton and the Pre-Law Society, whose members are here with us this evening and have drafted some of the questions that we'll be asking tonight. So they're your ushers this evening, and they'll be your money collectors at the door on the way out. If you appreciate the work of the League of Women Voters in this type of event, we invite you to make a financial contribution in the basket on the way out of the door. I'd also like to thank Keystone College for hosting our debate last week with the candidates in that particular district. The format for this evening, we have two candidates. The debate will run about 60 minutes in length, and we have not given the candidates any of the questions in advance, nor have we discussed with them the topics that we'll cover. The rationale for the questions that the League of Women Voters asks is that we believe that democratic government depends upon the informed and active participation of its citizens. Democratic government requires that governmental bodies protect the citizens' right to know by giving adequate notice of proposed actions, holding open meetings, and making public records accessible. In addition, we believe that responsible government should be responsive to the will of the people. It requires integrity and accountability. The questions that we ask of each candidate are questions that can be answered by both candidates. With the luck of a coin toss, we've determined who will answer the first question first. That will go to Ken Smith. And we did a coin toss for who would give the last closing statement, and the last closing statement will go also to Ken Smith. All of the questions for this evening, depending on time as we go through it, will have a 2-minute time limit, so we've asked each candidate to try and adhere to that time limit. Once both candidates have responded to a question, the candidate who answered the question first will have an additional minute to rebut if he so chooses. That is certainly his choice. So let's get on with the reason why we're all here this evening, and let me introduce to you our candidates for this evening. And they're seated on the stage alphabetically. Lee Morgan is the Republican candidate. He was born and raised in Scranton, is a graduate of Central High School, and is the vice president of the Scranton Taxpayers and Citizens Association. Lee Morgan. Ken Smith is the Democratic incumbent in this seat. He's a Dunmore resident, graduated Dunmore High School and Keystone College, and his family has been an owner of Smith's Restaurant for a long time, and that is Representative Ken Smith. And I will ask that during the debate that you hold any applause until after your candidate of your choice has given his closing statement, and that's in the interest of time so that we can move quickly from one question to the next. So, gentlemen, are we ready?
Yes.
All right. The first question this evening deals with your goals. And Ken, the first question to you. If you're reelected to this position in November, what would be the first thing that you do in Harrisburg come January, and why would that be the first thing that you do?
Well, Andrea, let me say right off the bat, thank you very much to you and the League of Women Voters for hosting this evening, and the University of Scranton for this beautiful facility. These are tough economic times, and I had the privilege. The first thing I will do in the next session is co-sponsor the 3 bills that I had the fortunate responsibility of getting to the Senate, which are for job creation. And there's actually 3 of them. One is job sharing, the other one is for job training, and the third one is for low interest financing for businesses to expand. So I think in these tough economic times, the first thing I'm going to look at is jobs, job creation, and economic growth.
Thank you. Lee, the question to you, if you're elected in November, what would be the first thing you take on in January and why?
I think the first thing I'd take on in January is I go back into the district and I'd meet all the residents that I possibly could to get a better gauge of the issues in the district. I think too often we elect people that want to run to Harrisburg and start legislating, and they really have no idea what the needs of the residents in their districts are. I think another goal would be to hold representatives of government responsible for their actions. I think that a lot of times we had Mr. Vian who was tried. I think there's a real ethics problem in the legislature, and I think that we elect representatives who have no respect for law, and I think that we need to take a good hard look and see exactly who they're representing, either themselves or the people, and that'd be my agenda to start off with.
Thank you. Ken, anything to add?
No.